Welcome, everybody, to the Faculty Exchange Conversations on Teaching, Learning, and Academic Growth, a new podcast from the Georgia Southern University Faculty Center. And the idea behind the Faculty Exchange is simple. We want to create a space, right, where we can exchange ideas, share experiences, explore evidence-based teaching practices, and just celebrate the work happening around our university. So we thought that today, for our first episode, we would do an informal, friendly conversation. But before we jump into our conversations about pedagogy, AI, and student engagement, and all these other things, our first episode should be a friendly conversation with the team. So you can meet your Faculty Center team and know who we are, what our interests and passions and specialties lie, and what we can do for you, and know that we're here. So for today's episode of the Faculty Exchange, meet the Faculty Center. Well, welcome, Faculty Center team, and I'm so proud of having everyone here. I'll kick off by saying hi, I'm Dr. Larissa Perez, and I'm the director of the Faculty Center, and this is our amazing team. We're going to go into the exchange, or the segment of the exchange. Let's talk a little bit and go around and learn more about our Faculty Center team. So, Debbie, do you want us to get us started on, tell us who you are, what your passion and your expertise in what you do for us.
Okay. Debbie Walker. With my degrees in education, my passion is, of course, teaching and learning. But how that fits in here at the Faculty Center is I have the most fun working with faculty and helping them design what I call learning experiences. Not your classroom lessons, but the learning experience. So we're focusing on what you do as a teacher and how that creates the learning experience for the student.
Very nice. Thank you. Michelle. So Michelle is the newest team member, the newest addition so far, and tell us about you.
Hi, I'm Michelle Blitch, and I'm an instructional services coordinator here in the Faculty Center. Been in the Faculty Center just over a month, but my passion really lies in instructional technology and learner design. But what I really enjoy most, I think, is helping faculty find those practical solutions that make teaching easier, more engaging, and more inclusive. So, if that's exploring AI, improving that course design, or just making their content, their digital content more accessible, I really love helping people feel more confident in trying something new.
Thank you. We're very happy to have you. So, Laura, the amazing Laura.
I am Laura Reefer, an instructional service coordinator at the Faculty Center. My degrees, my background is in computer science and education, specifically instructional design technology. My passion is to help faculty feel more comfortable and supported in the work that they're doing with their teaching and learning, with their narratives. And my expertise, speaking of narrative, my expertise is working on the badging system and providing the tools necessary for faculty to professional growth with their narrative, is what I'm trying to say.
Terry.
Hi, I'm Terry Brown. I'm Director of e-learning. I'm also an assistant professor. I do work on the Swainsboro campus, but my passion is helping faculty with classes, making things easier for them, and helping them teach with Folio and use the tools within Folio to make their classes more engaging, and to help with student success.
Thank you. And last but certainly not least, Teresa.
Hey there, I'm Teresa Durham. I'm the administrative assistant for the Faculty Center. My passion would be helping connect faculty and teaching staff with the Faculty Center team just to achieve their goals in their profession. And my expertise, both formal education and in experience, would be professional communication. And so you'll see me around the Armstrong campus a lot. That's my main base. But also, I obviously come to Statesboro a lot, and I hope to go to all the other campuses as well.
Thank you. So it's a great team. I feel very excited to be leading it this year and to see all the things that we're going to do. We have so many great plans, and it is exciting to work with each one of you. I'm really grateful for that. So let's have a little bit of a conversation then now, and see what we can bring to our faculty so that they can get to know us a little bit more. I have a few questions for you. So if you could give every faculty member one piece of teaching advice, what would it be? And just, let's see who's brave enough to take that one. But
I would say don't strive for perfection. Strive for continuous improvement. Something we've been talking about with faculty as we've been doing our Accessible from the start is making those little changes, because what happens is over time those little changes add up. So where it's not an overwhelming process when you think of everything we have to do for web accessibility or course design. If you start small and strive for continuous improvement, when you get to a certain point, you've reached your goals without it seeming like you've needed to have it perfected the entire time.
And taking that just a little bit further, teaching is a skill, which means it can be learned. And so it's a constant, that's part of it's not a perfection. And everybody's unique personality affects their teaching skills. So one personality, one style is not better than any other. Everybody has their own style, but most faculty aren't taught how to teach. And so that's where we're here to pull in that support. But it's a learning process. And I oftentimes say, if you finally get to the point where you don't think you need to change anything in your teaching, it's time to retire. Because it is a constant learning process. If we're teaching, we're constantly learning, and new research is coming out on teaching. There is research on teaching, just like there is anything else, which happens to be SOTL, which we happen to support. So it's that be kind. It's that there's plenty to learn. Don't strive for perfection. Try just to do your best at the time. That's that comfort level where it's a process. It's a procedure, just like what we're teaching our students.
And it's not a solitary,
Right.
It's not a solitary journey either, right? So that's
Mm-hmm.
the other thing. It's a community. It takes a village. And we're here to help that. And we highly recommend engage in these, our events, our professional development days, because you learn from each other. Yes,
Right.
don't go it alone.
We may be offering a workshop or the professional development day, but we build those in to be the exchange, learn from each other, not just us telling. Like what should happen in the classroom.
And again, with the continuous improvement, I know the classes that I teach, there's something that I change every semester to make it better. And it's a continuing process to get that student engagement and to find out what works. So don't be afraid of change.
Absolutely. I like that. We should make a t-shirt out of that.
Been there, done there, got a t-shirt.
Well, on that note, what's one teaching strategy you think deserves more attention? Maybe something that maybe faculty resist a little bit more or have a harder time with, or something new that we're still trying to get, wrap our heads around, but maybe we should embrace it a little bit more, or anything come to mind?
For me, I think, and this is probably something we've beat into their heads like crazy, but think about when you're developing your content, whether it's face-to-face, multimodal, doesn't matter. Think about the end, what you want your students to get out of that that course that you're teaching. Use that backwards design. Think about, okay, here's what I want. Here's the assessment, what I want them to learn from it, and then fill in the middle. So, keep that alignment.
I think reflection is a really simple strategy that gets overlooked a lot. It really gives you a window into what students are thinking and what they're understanding. But also, too, it gives students the chance to connect what they're learning with what they already know. I think we gloss over that sometimes. And it's such a simple strategy that can be used across disciplines.
Absolutely.
Bringing on that, talking about reflection, in my class, I have students to do a reflection essay at the end of the semester. I like to ask them what they like about the class, what they do not like about the class, what should be changed, and just get their feedback. And they're not penalized. They can hate me, they can hate the class or whatever, but I have taken some of that feedback and improved my class, or what I feel like it's improved my class for the next round of students.
Which, along with that, we kind of have formalized that and call it mid-semester feedback, because oftentimes we suggest doing it mid-semester so you have
Right.
time to adjust before you get that formal evaluation. And that's where it's a reflection process for the faculty, but you're asking the students, what is working? What should I not change? Where are your barriers? What are some difficulties? What are suggestions? But it gives time for the faculty then to go back to the students and maybe clarify, why are you doing something that seems to be a barrier to them? Or how can you continue doing that? Or do you need to change it? But it gives that communication opportunity with your students to either clarify what you're doing and why, or helps you really see, I don't know, why am I doing that? Maybe I really don't need to do it. And you can change it before that formal end of semester evaluation.
Right, and in that respect, I do around midterm. I'll email everybody, hey, tell me what's going on. How can I help? What do you need from me?
That's really
So
nice.
it's sort of informal in that way,
Yeah.
not really a survey, but it's amazing how many students just totally ignore it.
Well, very, very good answers. Thank you. So, what's something faculty often worry about that they shouldn't? It's another.
Recently, it's been their accessibility numbers and folio.
Oh,
Can't
that
imagine
score.
why.
Yeah.
Yeah, that they shouldn't. Don't.
We understand why they
Yeah.
want to make a 100 score, but just because you receive an 80 doesn't mean your content isn't accessible.
Right. There's a context behind it, and we're
There-
here to teach you,
There
to
is.
help you.
There is.
Yeah. Yes.
Piggybacking off of the idea of a new technology tool, faculty don't need to be experts in a new technology
Right.
before they start using it. I think that's part of it is you have to get comfortable using it, and that's through practice. So if we
Right.
wait until we're an expert on a technology, there will be a new technology that will have replaced it
Yes.
by the time we start implementing it. So I think that's something that I really like. I hope faculty feel comfortable coming in, and if they have an idea of a new technology, meeting with us and seeing, how they can use it, or maybe it's not a good fit. Maybe we have another one for them. But I think it's getting over the fear that they have to be an expert in it before they start utilizing it.
And piggybacking on that, don't use too many technologies in your course, because
Yes.
that can really confuse the students. It can just make your course a mess. So, use one or two that you're comfortable with. And when you're comfortable, your students will be comfortable with it.
And I think another it's a frustrating one, but the focus on cheating and catching cheaters and assuming cheaters and how much time and energy faculty spend on cheating where we know it's going to happen. Research says it doesn't happen as much as we think it does, but with the advent now of AI, what cheating looks like is different. So designing your class to address it and kind of be preventive instead of reactive. And Michelle had said before, you don't need to be policing. You want to be creating that safe learning environment that I had a teacher once tell me, you manipulate the environment to get the results that you want. So you look at your structure, you look at due dates and times and your response to the students and create that environment as best you can. And like we said with perfection, it's going to be there. So try to focus on all of those students that are succeeding, that are producing quality work, are doing the learning of the class, and don't focus on the cheaters.
Yeah, I think the focus should be on intentionally designing the
Yes.
course and the assignment, building in some maybe AI proofing to a certain extent.
Yeah.
But if we spend all of our time focusing on the cheating and things like that, we have tools for plagiarism, but I think it's the AI that's really affecting higher ed right now. If we spend all of our time and energy trying to find the uses of it, I think too the biggest thing that I've seen is it breaks down the relationships between the students. So if they see us as policing the course instead of teaching the course, I think it does real damage to the relationship between the instructor and the student in the course. And they disengage from class if they feel like that's the only focus in the course.
Now, what's one thing you've learned from working with faculty? And I've learned a lot, and I'll add my how many cents it is at the end. But what's one thing you've learned from working with faculty?
Well, faculty are human, just like we are. And I've worked with a lot of faculty trying to get them to add more engaging material to their class, such as video or whatever. And they don't want to have a mistake in there. They want it to be perfect. But what I try to tell them is that, hey, you're not perfect in the classroom. You're going to make a mistake. You're going to say something out of turn once in a while. There's no different on a video. Yes, you can go back and edit a video, but those students do not expect you to be perfect all the time, because there again, we're all human. We all make mistakes. I've made mistakes in my class, but if I make a mistake, the student is going to benefit from it. They're not going to be penalized.
Well, and to some degree, it makes the professors more relatable. And so I think that helps the student connect more with the instructor, and it helps more engagement with the content. Because you're willing to go up to the professor and ask a question at that point to say, hey, maybe I'm not understanding this a whole lot at this one particular topic. Could you maybe help me out, explain it a different way to me?
Yeah. Well, for me, I learned from being faculty and for a while, and being so involved outside of work too with faculty. I learned that it's harder than many people think, just because there is so much that is added to faculty's plates, and I think that's my biggest motivator, is offering that support and we see that and we do that, and we're all committed and passionate about that, but making this a safe space, a welcoming space for faculty where we offer support and anything they need that we can help with, but we offer support with no pressure. We are not adding any pressure, or anything to their plates. We're helping them deal with what has been placed on their plates. And I have immense respect for faculty and what they do, as being I think faculty and students right there at the heart of the services we do. So we're here for them.
Yeah, I don't think we can say enough how much support that that we offer and that we want to offer to our faculty, and the confidentiality that our office has.
That's right.
Faculty can come here to us, they can vent, they can say whatever. This is a safe space for them, and
That's right.
I think all of us want our faculty to really grasp that we are a safe space, and we're not the police, and we're not going to run to your dean in chairs.
Right. We do classroom observations. We don't do classroom evaluations.
Yeah.
We want it to be that safe space. And you're right. When, if we do an evaluation or we do a formal student feedback, we provide a report, but it is only shared with the faculty. A department chair, somebody can ask us to do it, and we will actually say no. And we will say, if you want that report, you will get it from the faculty. You are welcome to share your materials with anyone once we give it to you, but otherwise, we are that total safe space.
So, I think that that's been a good intro to who we are, what we do. So, before we wrap this up, I just wanted to do a plug-in for our next episode. We will be interviewing and talking to Nikki from the library. We'll just be friendly like that. Nikki from the library. And yes, and she'll be talking about OER. Debbie and Nikki have worked on this for a long time. It is very near and dear to them, and so I'm very excited to see all they have to say and share. So tune in for that one. And before we go, I'm going to do a quick, surprise everyone here, but a quick lightning round of questions. So let's see. Let's start with Terry. Tell me, give me a favorite top productivity tip. Yeah.
One thing that I've really added to my class is intelligent agents. And so what I do is I have a due date, but then I also have an end date. Right after the due date, if you haven't completed an assignment or whatever, you get an email like 10 minutes after it's due saying, hey, you've still got time to do it, please do it. And most of the time the students will go in there and do it. But it saves time because it's set up. I set it up on all assignments, and they're automatically notified. It seems to help students.
Oh, very nice.
A little more time on the front end, but saves time on the back end.
Yeah, yeah. And once you learn to set it up, in the next semesters, it will help you.
Right.
That's a
Yeah,
nice
because they
connection.
can copy those intelligent agents over from semester to semester
And just
But they-
change the dates.
and
Yeah, right.
and
Thank you.
enable it. That's
Right.
always been a thing that
Enable
they
it.
forget to do.
And save the date.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, good. Now, Michelle, give me a favorite book that's not academic.
Oh, okay, not academic.
I know you're a big reader.
Oh, so my go-to series lately has been Throne of Glass by Sarah J. Maas. It's an 8-book series. It's a fantasy series that is about this assassin who turns out to be not necessarily what people think she is, and so the world building in it is pretty fantastic. So that's been my go-to.
It's fantastic.
Yes.
Teresa,
Ma'am.
favorite place on campus in Savannah and favorite place on campus in Statesboro?
Ooh, very good question. I would have to say on Armstrong campus, it would have to be the quad. I love the fountain. I love one of our coworkers has what he calls a 3-fountain tour every time somebody new visits to campus, and so that's really nice, especially during the summertime. And then Statesboro campus, probably the library and the grounds around it, because you have the lake on one side and it's extremely good exercise because there's so many steps, but there's so much to see and people to talk to and places to interact with. Yeah.
Right. Okay, so I think this brings us to an end with our first episode here. We learned a little bit about each one and also a lot about what we do and some helpful tips on teaching and implementing in technology in your classroom. I'm excited to see what else we do in this new podcast, the Faculty Exchange. So Thank you for joining us for the Faculty Exchange, conversations on teaching, learning, and academic growth. And I hope you'll come back for our next episode.